Alrighty guys, we're back for Temur Dragoncaller, and this is a Dragonstorm Standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, this was a suggestion over in the Discord, and we built this together on the Twitch channel. Awesome. What do we got packed in? We have 3 Rite of the Dragoncaller. It's a 6 mana enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token. With flying, of course, it's a dragon. And we have Dragonback Assault. It's a 6 mana enchantment, rocking Temur colors up there. When this enchantment enters, it deals 3 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Okay. And then it also has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 4/4 red dragon creature token with, you guessed it, flying. Also here on the top end, we have a couple Ureni, the Song Unending. 8 mana, 10/10 flying, protection from white, protection from black. Holy cow. And then also when it enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers your opponents control, where X is the number of lands you control. Ureni is like no joke, dude. Holy cow. And we have 3 Make Your Own Luck. It's a 5 mana sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Put the rest into your hand. Not bad. We have 4 Bloomvine Regents. It has an omen here. Claim territory for 2 and a green sorcery speed. Search your library for up to 2 basic forest cards. Reveal them. Put one onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. So definitely worthwhile doing some rearranging for the omen. Same concept with the Wildling here too. With that 1 green mana omen side, you can search your library for a basic land, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So worthwhile doing the rearranging for sure. All right, what else do we got packed in? We have more board wipes. We have 3 Ill-Timed Explosion. Should do the thing nicely. And when you're not wiping the board, you're not mad to just draw 2 cards with this. We have 3 Ancient Cornucopia. The life gain comes in handy, and the ramp, of course, really comes in handy. We have 1 Songcrafter Mage. It's a 3 mana Temur colored, 3/2 with flying. When this creature enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize until end of turn. Its Harmonize cost is equal to its mana cost. We'll see how much this one of actually does today, but when we tested it on Twitch, it was actually really cool. So we have 3 Fires of Victory for some early removal. We have 3 Bramble Familiar for some early ramp, and don't forget that adventure side should really come in handy too. We have 3 Up the Beanstalk as well for some card draw. We have more burn packed in and more early removal, all for Burst Lightning making the cut. And 1 way to give our creatures haste, Song of Totentanz. Over in the mana base, guys, we're actually opting for a lot of early land here. All 4 canals, all 4 sanctums. We do have 3 Frontier Bivouacs because mana fixing is very important. 3 Fabled Passage, and we have a Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon too. I think we landed on something pretty nice in the mana base. We'll see if it ends up punishing us at all today. Over in the sideboard, guys, we didn't want to go the Doppelgang route this time, but Doppelgang could be pretty cool, right? All right, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? Dude, I think it's actually going to be pretty decent, so I don't know. Playing with it over on Twitch gave me a lot of confidence in the build. We'll see what we can pull off here for the video. Okay, yep. We have the turn 2 Bramble Familiar. We go first, thank goodness. We don't need to find our third. If Bramble Familiar survives, we can find it off the omen on the Bloomvine. This is good. This is excellent, man. Yeah, a big thing is, does Bramble Familiar survive? And if it doesn't, do we find our third? We should be able to find our third easy peasy if the Familiar does not survive, though. So I think we'll be fine. Okay, Bivouac for turn 1. No, opponent. I really like this hand, too, if you guys couldn't tell, right? All right, we'll put the first game up. Instead of putting game 1, I'll label it as a test hand, I suppose, because we don't really get many of those, do we? Or an example hand, or something, whatever I decide to name it. I'm very sad, though. Really wanted to play that out. Yeah, no, I think a lot of our hands will be consistent. So we should be fine here. Now the actual first game. Let's see what we could pull off. That's funny though. I wonder why they did that though. I wonder if they were relying, I don't know. Did they mulligan? See, now I don't like this hand as much. How dare, last opponent, how dare. Okay, no, this is still keepable. For sure, especially with the ramp on the Bloomvine and early removal if we're desperate. Okay. Domestic Scavenger. Speaking of being desperate, huh? That would probably be a pretty good pop. If we pass it back, they could have Shard Mage's Rescue. We should probably just pop it right now. I don't mind the Wildling either, but yeah, there's always something to be said where, excuse me guys, losing my voice, where you wait till the last moment to try to get some of their auras off the stack too. But when they could have Shard Mage's Rescue and protect it, then all of a sudden you're going to be in danger. I think just getting rid of it makes more sense to me. Getting rid of it while we can. Okay, and Esper colors over there, guys. I hope this isn't a counter spell. With Esper colors, it's probably Esper Pixie. I don't think they run many counter spells, right? All right, I'm ready for a make your own luck next turn. And I'm feeling lucky, bro. All right, third mana from the opponent. I wonder if they just pass it. No, it's going to be a stock up, so we don't even have to worry about a counter spell for the make your own luck. We just go right into it. That's really good for us, man. Oh, buddy. So it's just the top 3 cards, but we have an incredible top end. And even if we miss some of our top end, there's still a lot of the mid-range side of the deck list. Ureni, no, go back on top of the deck list. No, Ureni, how could you do this? Oh, no. Oh, Bloomvine Regent, yeah. Oh. I guess we plot up the adventure on the Bramble Familiar, though, right? That's probably much better than the Bloomvine Regent. Yeah, also put the rest into your hand, too. So, yeah, no. Adventure on... I mean, both would be pretty good, though. A free Bloomvine Regent next turn, because we could miss on the mill 7 on the Familiar. I don't know. I don't think we'll miss, but probably going to start with Rite of the Dragoncaller, either way. And that would be a good counter for them, too. If they have counter spells, right? I guess realistically, we don't know what we're up against. Is probably Esper Pixie. But... okay, we're waiting for the opponent here. It must be a pretty tough decision when they have, yeah, they have 7 cards open and kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place when we have a lot of cards in hand too. Rite of the Dragoncaller. Yeah, both of these would be a great counterspell for the opponent. So let's hope they don't have 2 different counterspells then. So Rite of the Dragoncaller lands. That's great news. Now let's see that fetch quest, huh? We get a 5/5 dragon. So mill 7 cards, then put a creature, enchantment, or land card from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. There's the Ureni. Oh, Dragonback Assault would be pretty good too. But Ureni's probably much better here. And then we just decline this, right? We don't have to target anything. Oh, it's only the opponent's things, and they don't have anything to target. So protection from white and protection from black. I mean, that's pretty good. But if it is Esper Pixies, I guess they have plenty of bounce spells. If it was bounce spells, then we probably would have wanted the Dragonback Assault instead on the board, because it's easier for us to recast. Okay, Witch's Vanity. It's been a weird few turns, right? So Witch's Vanity easily picks up the token. Nurturing Pixie, bounce the Witch's Vanity back. Yeah, it kind of feels like we're getting a little lucky based on what they have. Because where is the bounce spells, you know? Yeah, good game opponent. Yeah, that was a little strange. I think Esper Pixie would usually have a pretty good time versus this deck list. So I think we got a little lucky there. Now, if we weren't actually anticipating the bounce spell, I'm going to stand by it. I think Dragonback Assault probably would have been the better grab there. However, also just grabbing protection from white and protection from black, maybe instead of the bounce spells, what the current hand looked like for the opponent was like Get Lost. Now, Get Lost still would have picked up Rite of the Dragoncaller, though, too. So I don't know what their hand looked like, man. I have no idea. Because, yeah, Esper Pixies, it does the thing and does it well. And it's usually pretty consistent, too. So, I don't know, maybe it was a bunch of mana. They had like 1 or 2 turns of just not playing anything, too. So, All right. Yeah, no early removal. The opponent goes first. If it's hyper aggro, whether it's Quarry Steel Cutter or Mice or something, this hand would absolutely get obliterated. But it's not going to stop me from trying, huh? Okay, Temple of Enlightenment. That doesn't look like hyper aggro. So instead of a forest on the Fabled Passage, we probably want to grab... Oh, definitely not a forest. We probably want to grab a red source. And it's totally fine to do some deck thinning here based on this hand. We'll wait for the last moment on the Fabled Passage, though. Just in case, I guess. Okay. Grab a red source. And then try the Up the Beanstalk. It would be a decent counterspell for the opponent, I would say. If it's a 2-mana counterspell, hitting a 2-mana card for a 2-mana card is really good here because our 2-mana card continues to give us card advantage. Their 2-mana card is just a counterspell that they could use later on. So it'd be a well worthwhile counter. It's going to be a Phantom Interference. So hopefully that means Bloomvine Regent, the Omen side here, can actually land next turn. Because we'd love to actually hit some ramp versus control. Okay, Sanctum. I guess the Canal is fine. And we're definitely going to try the Claim Territory. Definitely. Now this would be a terrific counterspell. So hopefully we got that one counterspell out of their hand with that. Up the Beanstalk. Looks like it's going to be another one. It's going to be a Confounding Riddle. Oh dear, you know what deck list Confounding Riddle's in? Oh no. Alright, well, the 4th land can be tapped because we don't really have anything else here. And I think Wildling to thin the deck list further could be okay, but I also want to keep the Omen for when we get Rite of the Dragoncaller on the board. I think I'm just going to go Sanctum and pass. Is that okay? Probably. I'd say worst case scenario is now that we didn't thin the deck, that we just see more mana off the top instead of something useful. Yeah, with Confounding Riddle, we have to be ready for Omniscience and Abuelo's Awakening. Okay, 3 steps ahead. Hey, that's not a counterspell. And they're doing it on their turn, too, so we don't have to worry about a counterspell. Oh! 2nd mana. Now we have to worry about a counterspell for the Make Your Own Luck, but isn't not going to stop me, dude. We still have to... We have to run into the counterspells eventually. Yeah, Make Your Own Luck would be another really good counter. Still no Omniscience in the grave, which is really good news. But their deck list can still kind of pop off all in one turn. If it goes too late into the game and they have enough mana. Oh, we don't hit very well on the make your own luck. However, Songcrafter Mage for free is actually pretty good, right? Because that can help us recast the make your own luck from the grave for just 2 mana. I'd much rather go Rite of the Dragoncaller next turn anyways, but it depends how much they have open too. Yeah. Yeah, that should be pretty good. And I might still do Wildling or something. Frontier Bivouac, so another land that would come in tapped. So Riverturn Monument, maybe this isn't an Omniscience build, guys. Maybe it's Control with Jace and everything. So 4 mana open. So do we go Rite of the Dragoncaller? Or do we try Make Your Own Luck back from the grave with the Songcrafter? I think we try Rite of the Dragoncaller. I mean, 3 counterspells in the opponent's grave and Make Your Own Luck lands last turn without any issues. So Rite of the Dragoncaller might land without any issues. However, it's an enchantment, so it does get popped by Get Lost. And we haven't had anything else on the board that would have been hit by Get Lost too, so very possible that that's in the opponent's hand and ready to go. Oh, No More Lies. That's a pretty good No More Lies, man. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, we're going to hold on to Songcrafter Mages now. I think it's going to be essential to recast the Make Your Own Luck. And hopefully find something a little better here too. Okay, Make Your Own Luck, Restless Bivouac. Okay. Yeah, we don't mind getting rid of those into the grave. Burst Lightning. Okay. Right. Songcrafter. Come on down, buddy. It's good. And with the... We could just spend 5, but we might as well tap it. Right? I guess that also lets us keep a Burst Lightning open. Okay, another Make Your Own Luck. Based on what we have here, another Make Your Own Luck makes the most sense, right? The other ones go to hand too. Now you could play a tapped land, or we could play an open one and have Burst Lightning with a kicker cost, which is probably pretty good. Or I guess we could play 5 mana Wildling, which is also probably okay. Especially if... I mean, yeah. Yeah, more creatures on the board. Or a counterspell, but I doubt that. Unless it's a counterspell that only hits creatures. Okay, Wildling on the board. Okay. All right, so far so good, I guess. But we are getting pretty late into the game with Riverturn Monument and everything. Oh, okay. They hit one of our Rite of the Dragoncallers here too, so that's 2 out of the build. Sunfall cleans up our 2 creatures. That's not terrific, but we still have a free Make Your Own Luck next turn. Up the Beanstalk. Now we're talking, dude. Yeah, this looks like it's just Control. I thought it was going to be Omniscience when we saw Confounding Riddle, but... Ureni, no, go back on top of the deck list, Ureni. No. That's so funny, dude. Okay. Let's see what we see with the Make Your Own Luck. Also, we're getting to the point in the game where we're just going to be able to cast out the Ureni anyways. Oh. Oh, versus Control, Dragonback Assault's a little better, especially since we already have Ureni in hand. I think that makes a lot of sense. Also, the other, it still goes to our hand anyways, but yeah, which one do we want for free? I guess the Dragonback Assault, but at the same time, I don't even know, man. Also, Bramble Familiar is pretty good for the adventure here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. So we'll be able to cast Ureni for 8. Okay, we have Burst Lightning open with the kicker cost. I'm going to just keep it open for their turn too, because we'd love them to tap some of their blue sources down for counterspells on their turn, but I'm pretty sure they'll just take the 8 as well. Riverturn Monument slowly but surely milling us away. We have 10 cards in the grave. Oh no, we have to discard 2. I wasn't paying any attention. Well, Fire's a victory for sure, and one of the Burst Lightning. I should have cast the Burst Lightning on this turn so we didn't have to discard that, guys. We would have just had to discard 1. And you might be asking, why not the land? Well, Dragonback Assault landfall, right? So even though there's a great chance we find even more mana off the top, that's totally fine. Once we get Dragonback Assault down, Fabled Passage will be pretty good. Pretty decent top deck. If we can get it down. 12 cards in the grave. The exhaust ability could mill us 12. We have 27 cards remaining. A Jace? A Jace would do it, right? But they would need 2 turns to pull that off. Yeah, we're going to kick the Burst Lightning, see if we can get a counterspell out of their hand. We do not. They still have 3 cards remaining. Free Dragonback Assault is what we do first. Kind of getting nervous about the Up the Beanstalk now, actually, right? Because we don't want to lose too many cards here. Okay, now I suppose the land can come down. Canal's fine. Get a 4/4. And I guess Ureni for 8. We don't really need the life gain on Cornucopia. We don't really need the ramp right now either. I guess Ureni makes the most sense. And again, getting a counterspell out of the opponent's hand and then playing Ureni again next turn with the second one would be really good. Once Ureni lands, though, a Sunfall will look really good to the opponent. Protection from white, protection from black. Just says this permanent can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything white. So Sunfall should still clean it up nicely for the opponent. With it on the board, that's what I'm expecting now, right? Also, where's the opponent's card draw? I guess Confounding Riddle kinda. 3 steps ahead is card draw kinda, right? So I guess I was going to say they missed card draw, but ooh, 3 steps ahead, copy the River Churn, and there's the card draw ability. All right. So they let us keep the Ureni. They could have easily countered it. So I'm guessing it's going to be Sunfall. Or if they get another blue source. Yeah, the problem is they have 5 planes. If they had more blue sources on the board, I would say like it would be Jace, Mill, then River Churn all on the same turn. But they just don't have enough blue sources to pull that off. Yeah, this is a tough game for sure. It's gonna be a split up. Okay, well it wasn't a Sunfall, but that's also pretty brutal, huh? But every time we see a land, we get a new dragon. We also still have Song in the deck list to give haste, which wouldn't be terrible. So I'm not going to play Sanctum first. What we want to do is draw off Up the Beanstalk, see if we find a Fabled Passage first. And I'm still pretty sure it should be a Ureni. Bramble Familiar, yeah, it should still be Ureni, right? Yeah, if we find like Fabled Passage or an Untapped Source. Untapped Source means we could get Bramble Familiar as a creature down, but probably not. Probably still play a tapped land for the turn and just keep the Burst Lightning open. I think we're in a lot of danger, guys, but at the same time, this is one of those games where we could just pull it through at any point. So, all right, let's pass it back. It's not worth doing the Wildling for 1. Yeah, at any point, though, the River Churn will get them there. Actually, the River Churn gets them there this turn, doesn't it? Oh, no, guys. Yeah, we lost too much. There are too many cards. The second river turn, that was really clever from the opponent to copy that. Instead of going for the counterspell on the Ureni. Because that... Yeah. That's a lot, man. So any number of target players, each mill cards equal to the number of cards in their graveyard. Dang, dude. GG. Oh, man. This was anyone's, right? I think so. If we had more ways to give our creatures haste, even if we saw one, I don't know if we would have gotten through very easily based on what the opponent was playing here. They really had it when they needed it too, so... Yeah, definitely not an Omniscience build, but still a little surprised by the Confounding Riddle. That was a good one, though. What do you guys think? We still got to showcase something in our deck list. For sure. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. We're 26 minutes in. Oh, crap, dude. How long was that game? Hope it wasn't too long. Either way, hey, while I have you here somewhere in the middle-ish, end-ish of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too, if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoyed the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you, guys. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table? Potentially the last game of the evening, or I should say, probably the last game of the evening. We go first. This is a hand, dude. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, swamp. It's going to be a duress. No, get out of my hand, opponent, you monster. Ill-timed explosion is probably the grab, right? It depends what they have in their hand, though, but yeah, that would be a good one. Fires of Victory, nice. Yeah, we'll grab an additional blue source here. Burst Lightning's open. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's these Omen dragons that grab land out of the deck list is a really cool way of deck thinning as they plug themselves back into the deck list too. Okay, if they don't take Burst Lightning, well, I mean, we'll let them decide, actually. Yeah, that's totally fine, because we still have Fires of Victory in hand, too. If they take Bloomvine Regent, then Burst Lightning comes down now. So Burst Lightning's the best bet for them if they just want to keep something around. But I like giving the opponent a choice here. For some reason. It is going to be the Burst Lightning. And Bramble Familiar is definitely not terrible. Forest. Yeah, I don't know. It's like there's part of me says I can use that Burst Lightning that's under the Deep Cavern Bat again later. We still have 2 more ill-timed explosions in the deck list. Fires of Victory can't hit the opponent's face, for example. And we also have the top end the dragon card that deals 3 damage to all creatures as well. Okay. Well. 5th mana open means we do have the kicker cost on the Fires of Victory, which is probably pretty good. We'll not play the Sanctum. We'll get the green source down. Keep the Fires of Victory open. It has a chance of doing 4 damage to something, but it's probably going to pop the bat and draw. We really don't want them to go up to max speed. Yeah, let's do it. Pop the bat. Replace the Fires of Victory. Make your own luck is pretty good, man. That's pretty good. That was it from the opponent. Wow. All right, let's get the 6 mana down, and it's going to be tapped because we plan on just doing make your own luck for the turn. Bramble Familiar. Hi. My goodness. Holy cow, dude. Yep, now we have the fetch quest. We have 2 fetch quests next turn if that's what we want to do. Speed Demon. Whoa. Lose X life where X is your speed. Oh, that's actually pretty scary. Right, well, I guess we start with Fetch Quest. See what we see. Yeah, I mean, it's free, so... That's not a lot. We kind of missed. We missed a little bit, right? Up the Beanstalk should still be pretty good, though. Let's see what we draw off of it. Okay. We have 6 mana on the board. We don't have Ureni yet. I think it's going to be the other fetch quest for the turn. Because I don't think we'll miss 2 times in a row, right? Hey, Ureni. Hi. There we go. Pop the speed demon. That should be a big old pain in the butt for the opponent. I guess Deadly Cover-Up could be in the opponent's deck list, though. Yeah, since we didn't have the 8 for the Ureni in hand, we had 7 for the other fetch quest. That was great. Oh no, Momentum Breaker. Well, I hope they don't do the same thing to the other Ureni. Yep, so we go ahead, play the 8th untapped. I guess we can play the Mountain quite successfully, right? And what's good about Ureni entering is we get to actually, well, 1, we get card draw on the Fable, but 2, taking care of their creatures while we play Ureni is no joke. Let's hope they miss the second Momentum Breaker. And then hopefully, if they find it, hopefully we can find some of our engine then too. Strategic Betrayal. Oh no. Brutal, brutal. A Deep Cavern Bat too. Take the Up the Beanstalk. No, now they can take the Burst Lightning again. Because now we don't have other removal either, so... Now, Bramble Familiar's, like, bounce back ability might actually really come in handy, but we have to be careful. They do take the Up the Beanstalk. Yeah, it doesn't have haste or anything. Make Your Own Luck's pretty good, too. Yeah, we have to be careful with how many cards we have remaining. Yeah, we're not going to play Fabled Passage. We're going to wait to see what we can find here. So I think we're going to go Burst Lightning the Deep Cavern Bat, then play Up the Beanstalk. See, this is a lot of card draw, though. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know, man. Let's see what we draw. Also, I wonder if I should have established Cornucopia at some point. Oh, Rite of the Dragoncaller. Yes. Over the Make Your Own Luck? For sure. For sure. Yep. That's very good. Draw 2. Start to get scared about our deck list. We go down to 21 cards here. Yeah, I mean, we milled ourselves 14 cards this game, so... Okay, Sanctum... Rite of the Dragoncaller. Okay. That's pretty good, man. Now we need to see some more of our omens and stuff, too. Yeah, no matter what, we need to start establishing a bunch of dragons. Speed Demon. Oh, dear. That's going to restock their hand. Oh, it's more mana. Oh, guys, we're kind of in danger, right? Maybe instead of going other... Rite of the Dragoncaller, we should just go Make Your Own Luck for the turn. No, it's probably okay to establish this because we're going to draw 2, and I think we'll find something to actually generate dragons with, guys. Drawing 2, the deck list has plenty of instants and sorceries, and omens and adventures. Of course, the Familiar's adventure. There we go, Bloomvine. Oh, Dragonback Assault as well is also really good. Oh, buddy. Okay, we'll save that for next turn, though. Bloomvine Regent. Generate 2 dragons. They're 5/5 dragons, too. Yeah, they're not just 4/4 dragons. They're a chunk of dragon. No more forest remaining. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. And then we can get the Spirebluff down. They do have removal for one of them. On their turn, are they going to have more removal for the other one? That's the question. As the Speed Demon continues to keep their hand nice and stocked. Dragonback Assault is out of here, dude. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. We have 2 Rite of the Dragon Callers on the board. But like, I'm telling you what, man. Yeah, the Dragonback Assault would have been really good too. At that point now, we can go ahead and deck thin with the Fabled Passage. Sheoldred. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. 2 Up the Beanstalks on the board with Sheoldred. We're in danger, dude. Wow. They go for a card draw on the Speed Demon. Actually pairing beautifully with the Sheoldred there as well. Songcrafter. Songcrafter can bring back the Burst Lightning, but it's not enough to pop the Sheoldred. It's too bad the Strategic Betrayal. Other words, we'd grab the Fires of Victory and be very happy about it. But yeah, we have to be super cautious about the Up the Beanstalks when Sheoldred's on the board. See, if we would have just established Bramble Familiar, then maybe we could have used the Adventure. But we have 18 cards remaining too, so... No way. No way. It couldn't have been me taking too long, right? That was such a good match. This was a game of Magic the Gathering, man. Oh no, come back opponent. Dude, this was anyone's. For real, right? Like, sure, we have a ton of stuff established. But, I mean, we were running out of cards in the deck list. Every time we played something that drew off Up the Beanstalk, we were going to take 4 damage. Every time the opponent drew something, like off the Speed Demon, they're gaining life, actually. Yeah, draw X cards, lose X life, where X is your speed. So draw 2, lose 2, gain 4 off a Sheoldred. No removal in hand. They actually knew most of our hand. They didn't know about the Songcrafter Mage. That's it. Oh no, opponent, come back. Let's play it out, buddy. No, that was a good one though. It was. And I mean, we were showcasing the deck list well. It's one of those things when right now in Standard, boy, does everyone's deck list deal with everything all the time, no matter what, right? So there's going to be moments where you have like this insane setup and you're like, holy cow, look at this engine, look at it roll. And then the opponent just has that one key piece, except that's the thing. It's no longer just like one key piece. It's like everyone's playing these cards and these cards deal with everything. You know what I mean? That's kind of what it feels like. And so we get Ureni down twice in that last game, 2 turns in a row. The opponent deals with it easy peasy. First with a sacrifice, then with an exile. And we're sitting there thinking like, oh, protection from white and black, dude, versus mono black? Oh man, this is going to be gross. This is probably the end, right? No. No, because every deck list deals with everything. And so it's really hard to tell. But, guys, the engine in this deck list should do the thing very often. We have enough early removal to survive against hyper aggro. We have enough card draw for the mid game. We have enough synergies packed in for it to be really fun too. I would say there's a few things that we have to talk about. Number one, I don't have the 4th Rite of the Dragoncaller. And if I did, I still don't think I'd put the 4th one in here. I think 3 is about right. And just having a good split of top end 2, a couple Urenis, and the Dragonback Assault. I could see a couple Dragonback Assaults. I also don't have the second one of those. If I had the second one, I don't know what I would drop. Because when we played this on Twitch as well, we had a relatively hard time actually squeezing everything we wanted into the build. I mean, that happens all the time, but especially in 3-color deck lists where we just have way too many options too. And guys, don't forget this was originally a suggestion in the Discord as well. And we took that suggestion and we copied, pasted it over on Twitch, and then we rearranged the cards, and then we built this together. It was a ton of fun. I've been having a lot of fun building deck lists with you guys on Twitch. So again, if I didn't bring this up, I forget, honestly. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record, but down in the description, there's a little button to Twitch. It'll take you to our Twitch channel. We're not Red Cat MTG over there. We're Red Cat Tavern. So, yeah, a little button in the description. It'll take you over there if you're interested, right? So, got to do some rearranging again with the omens on the Bloomvine Regent and the Wildling. Those are going to be more often than not what you're going to be casting until you're ready to actually cast dragons. With the early removal on fires and burst lightning and everything, popping mice or popping Quarry Steelcutter monks, whatever you're doing with them. At some point too, if you survive long enough, hopefully, and you've ramped a little bit, then you're going to start gaining your life back with the Wildling, with the Bloomvine Regent, with Ancient Cornucopia. Ancient Cornucopia sometimes gaining you 3 when you're playing Temur colored cards like Songcrafter Mage, or Dragonback Assault or Ureni. Outside of that, sometimes gaining 2 from Ill-Timed Explosion, Make Your Own Luck. There's going to be a lot of moments too where you ramp, or you're like forced to ramp into turn 3 Ill-Timed Explosion and pop your own Bramble Familiar, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean that you don't want Bramble Familiar, as we saw today, the adventure side really coming in handy. And when you're seeing 3 cards off the top with Make Your Own Luck, there's going to be moments where you miss. But like, if Bramble Familiar was a different turn 2 ramp spell, then when you see it with Make Your Own Luck, you really miss, man. Like that, you're going to feel a little bad about that. But now that is Bramble Familiar being our 2-mana ramp spell, and you find it on the Make Your Own Luck, we saw that where the adventure for free is crazy, man. And then 7 cards off the top is just a huge chunk of your library. So you're probably going to hit your top end, at least something off the top end, right? So it could be enchantments or creatures in this scenario. Even if you don't find your top end, we did see that too. Since it was free, it was still worth establishing the Up the Beanstalk there too. So yeah, that last game, if we couldn't find something for Sheoldred, I think that was going to start heavily leaning towards the opponent. Luckily, we still had 1 Fires of Victory remaining in the deck list, 18 cards remaining. It was probably going to be a Make Your Own Luck for the turn, 2 more 5/5 dragons, and then Make Your Own Luck seeing the top 3. We also draw 2 off the Up the Beanstalk, so 5 cards in, 13 cards remaining. A relatively decent chance, I suppose, of finding the Fires of Victory. And then once we pop the Sheoldred, I mean, the opponent still wasn't out of that. They could play Sheoldred number 2 or something on their turn. Or, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess at that point, having 3 5/5 dragons, and then also the threat of us having even more with some of our Omen dragons from earlier that went back into the build too. Song of Totentanz. We just didn't see this today, and this is another one in that last game. Would have been pretty good to see this off the top, off the Up the Beanstalk or something. Actually, potentially could have just helped us wrap up the game, right? So Make Your Own Luck. 2 more 5/5 dragons, Totentanz, 2 more 5/5 dragons, creatures you control gain haste until end of turn, right? So yeah, I guess that also would have helped us wrap it up. I'd say definitely worth the one of. Song of Totentanz would have been excellent in that control matchup too. And the Song of Totentanz was in the original suggested deck list as a one of as well. Definitely worth the one of, and we considered 2 for a moment on Twitch. We were talked out of it, and I think the 1 makes a lot of sense. So I also really like just going for Burst Lightning instead of other early removal. This should be the style of deck list that actually really does care that our burn spells hit the opponent's face. But that doesn't mean like we don't want the Fires of Victory. Like, you don't want Fires of Victory to be Lightning Strike or something for this deck list, right? Because there's going to be plenty of moments where you've ramped enough and now you can easily kick this. Now you can easily pop an opponent's thing and replace it too. So replace the fires, right? So yeah, I like this. I think this is a perfect place for the Fires of Victory. Oh, buddy. A lot to talk about here, huh? Songcrafter Mage, definitely worth the one of. I really like this in here. The mana base felt terrific, didn't it? So we're opting for just early dual lands. Look at this. So we're kind of like splashing blue. We got a lot of gruel, right? A lot of gruel, splash of blue. That means Temur, I guess. So if we do some rearranging, let's look at the mana bases, the last thing today here. So we're leaning green. We have our mountains, then there's our blue. That all makes sense based on what we're leaning so far, right? Now the real splash of blue comes into the early lands where we don't need early blue, we just need early red or early green. And then now we'll just have blue for later on. That's the concept between the early lands. You really don't want to miss the early lands either. You don't want these to always come in tapped. You want the early lands to come in untapped, so that way you actually have an untapped Burst Lightning, or Wildling on turn 1, 2, or making sure that Bramble Familiar actually comes down when you go Bivouac turn 1, or Spirebluff Canal turn 2, and then you can actually ramp with Familiar. Similar concept, all the way up to turn 3, you want your lands to come in untapped. So then Botanical Sanctum, just green source. Now we got the blue. See, now we're further leaning into the Gruul colors, but our splash of blue is well established. Then Bivouac, of course, tapping for all of them. Fabled Passage, of course, grabbing for all of them. And then Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. You can tap it for 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast Dragon Spell or an Omen Spell, which we have Omen Dragon on Wildling. We have Omen Dragon on Bloomvine Regent. And we have Dragon on Ureni as well. And so I think this is definitely worth the one of, because if you're not using it for mana fixing, you don't have to, right? Has that bottom ability for 4. You can tap it, sack it, search your library for a dragon card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. It could really come in handy if you're looking for that top-end Ureni. Or, honestly, it's not going to be unheard of to just grab a Bloomvine Regent either and maybe be a little happy about that. So you can actually establish it and start gaining life or something too, so... yeah. Yeah, dude. Hold on, let me do some rearranging here. Get it back to normal. Let's talk about something else that we saw on Twitch that I think is really cool. We ramped into like Ill-Timed Explosion, then Ill-Timed Explosion went off, it wiped the opponent's board. Then we eventually went Songcrafter Mage. Now it's a 3-2. Now once you have 5 mana on the board and it's open, you can go Songcrafter Mage. Just ignore the flash, do it on your turn. Now you'll have 2 mana open. You can tap the Songcrafter Mage to harmonize the Ill-Timed Explosion just to draw a couple cards, right? You've already wiped the board. Now you're just utilizing the Songcrafter Mage and getting extra card draw on the Ill-Timed Explosion. It's little things like that that should, I mean, that's like mid-range value is the whole concept there. And I think Songcrafter Mage really fits that build. It's cool. It's really cool. But I wouldn't really say we want more than one of these in this build in particular. The one of just makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.